Morning people, welcome back to F Politics. I'm being sued again, this time by the Reform Party's, ex-Reform Party MP Rupert Lowe, because I tweeted 40% of the MPs that the Reform Party sent to Parliament are violent criminals according to the Reform Party, which is expressing the fact that from the Reform Party's perspective, they've sent two criminal MPs to Parliament. One being James McMurdoch, the guy who repeatedly kicked his girlfriend and was convicted for it. The other being Rupert Lowe, who they just referred to the police because they accuse him of physically threatening their party chairman. So from the Reform Party's perspective, two of their 5 MPs were violent criminals. I reported that in my last video, which I shared in a tweet, and Rupert Lowe is now threatening to sue me. He's corrected me saying that he's not a violent criminal, which I never said. I said the Reform Party views him as such. And that if I don't take down the tweet and apologize by midday today, Sunday, the 9th of March, he's going to call his lawyers on me. Now, I'm recording this before midday. I'm going to miss that deadline, so I'm saying he's suing me, according to what he's just said. Don't want to get sued for saying that he's suing me. And we'll get into whether I'm on solid ground legally speaking in a bit, but for now, I want to give you a quote by Brennan Lee Mulligan.
On the level of individuals and civilizations, personality predates ideology. Meaning, before you were a fascist, you were a bully and an asshole. People are not motivated by ideological codes. People are motivated by impulse and construct ideological codes to justify and rationalize what they were already going to do.
Because Rupert Lowe can see there in black and white that I said violent criminal according to the Reform Party. So he knows I haven't called him a violent criminal. And yet he's still threatening to get his lawyers to bankrupt me. And this is what you would expect from the Reform Party, because before they were fascists, they were bullies and assholes. Because the Reform Party meets so many of the criteria for fascism, because this was a poster that used to be sold in the gift shop of the Holocaust Museum. You've got powerful and continuing nationalism, well that's Brexit means Brexit. A disdain for human rights, well they want to get rid of the European Convention on Human Rights. Identification of enemies as a unifying cause, well that's migrants, Muslims, Pakistani men. Rampant sexism, one of them is a convicted woman beater, and both Nigel Farage and Richard Tice have both defended him on that basis. Controlled mass media, well one of them is now trying to sue a journalist for reporting current events. Obsession with national security, well as I said to Nigel Farage's face, Nigel Farage spends his weekends in a boat in the Channel shouting asylum seekers. Religion and government intertwined, well Richard Tice says the reason why convicted woman beater James McMurdoch should be in Parliament is because
we live in a Christian nation and we believe in redemption.
Corporate power protected and labour power suppressed, while Nigel Farage accused the unions who were striking for better pay, like teachers and nurses, of being part of a left-wing conspiracy. Disdain for intellectuals and the arts, while Nigel Farage and the Brexit Party have always campaigned against experts, and they actually argued that universities should be stripped of their EU funding.
That one of the benefits of Brexit is that our universities will not be receiving any money from the European Union.
Obsession with crime and punishment, well they've been screaming about two-tier justice for the past year. Rampant cronyism and corruption, I'm going to leave that one because I'm trying not to get sued again. But fraudulent elections, Nigel Farage is on record as saying that he wants to try and get round the UK's laws against foreign donors by taking money from American billionaire Elon Musk, but via his UK companies. These people should never be able to claim to be the champions of free speech on TV ever again without somebody laughing in their faces. Because Nigel Farage argued that it was wrong for Keir Starmer to lock people up for their social media posts that incited the riots this summer, and yet his party has called the police on Rupert Lowe for alleged physical threats against their party chairman. So it's okay to tell people to burn refugees alive, but you can't make physical threats against anybody from Reform. They have no principles, they're just all assholes. Now on the case itself, obviously I am just reporting what the Reform Party have said, but also the Defamation Act of 2013 says there is a defence of public interest. Specifically, it is a defence to an action of defamation for the defendant to show that the statement complained of was or formed part of a statement on a matter of public interest. And given that the Reform Party is predicted to be the next government of the UK, and one of their 5 Ps is a convicted criminal, and the other one, they themselves have just referred that to the police, reporting that they themselves believe 2 of their 5 MPs to be violent criminals is definitely of public interest. B, the defendant must reasonably believe that publishing the statement was in the public's interest. Yeah, I do. The law also refers to if you report something that was said in a dispute between the person suing you and somebody else. And given that the Reform Party is currently at war with Rupert Lowe, this is definitely relevant. The law effectively says that when it comes to whether or not I believed it was in the public's interest for me to say what I said, it doesn't matter whether or not Rupert Lowe ends up being convicted as a criminal, which, for the record, right now he isn't because he hasn't been convicted. The key issue is, am I accurately reporting part of that dispute? And again, this is the Reform Party's statement. On at least 2 occasions, Mr. Lowe has made threats of physical violence against our party chairman. Accordingly, the matter is with the police. So the Reform Party is saying that Rupert Lowe made threats of physical violence which they believe to be at the level of criminality. So according to the Reform Party, Rupert Lowe is a violent criminal. I reported that statement and I'm being sued for it. Now, if Rupert Lowe does want to sue me for reporting those accusations, he's going to have to explain why he's not also suing Sky News, The Standard, Channel 4, GB News, all of whom have been reporting that according to the Reform Party, Rupert Lowe committed a violent offence. He's also going to have to prove damages, because in libel you have to prove that the person saying the thing actually damaged your reputation or cost you financially, which, given that it's national news that the Reform Party is accusing him of a violent crime, I don't think my little tweet is moving the needle much. Furthermore, you have to show that you've taken reasonable steps to mitigate and limit the damage done by the tweet, and my tweet has like 1,100 likes, his response to that has about 10,000 likes. If he's saying that my tweet has done him damage, he has amplified that damage. And he might want to also sue Elon Musk for artificially boosting right-wing accounts. This is the second time that a multi-millionaire Reform MP has threatened to bankrupt me, a millennial with barely 4 figures to his name, over a tweet. First Richard Tice, now Rupert Lowe, and yet they will tell you that they are standing up for the little guy in the name of free speech. Like I said, bullies and assholes. But yeah, my Patreon link is below if you want to support me so I can deal with this kind of bullshit. I'm Femi. Make sure you follow F Politics so politics doesn't F you. Have a great week.